The ancient Indian yogis had discovered some amazing facts about the human body and its secrets. One of these amazing things is the discovery of chakras, or energy points, which run down your spine. There are 7 major chakras within your body. These are named as the Muladhara chakra, Swadhisthana chakra, Manipura chakra, Anahata chakra, Vishuddha chakra, Agyan chakra, and the Sahasrara chakra. The yogis say that life energy, or prana, moves like water in a river through these chakras. But the really intriguing thing is, the location of these chakras exactly match the nerve plexuses within the human body. There are various practices through which you can open and activate these energy centers and enjoy great physical, mental, and spiritual benefits. Practices like Kundalini Yoga, powerful breathing exercises, and asanas can charge and fully activate these nerve plexuses, which in turn results in more powerful brain activity and expanded awareness.
I think that meditation is one of the most important practices that one can do to master their mind. And I've came to this conclusion through my own experience, where my first impression to meditation was that it was a tool for calming the nerves. Whenever you're going through a stressful moment, whenever you're going through something that's difficult and, you feel anxious, you feel anxiety, I would meditate to calm the nerves. But after a while, once you become a master, of your own emotions and understand yourself, it gets deeper. There's a deeper level to meditation. Now, there's a common theme amongst people who get into meditation and they achieve a level where they start seeing things and they become fearful and they start running back to the narrative that makes them feel safe. Like, oh, these are demons. I'm opening up myself to demons. Oh no. Now the question is, how can meditation lead to these experiences? How can you, see things that wasn't revealed to you before? Let's take the human eye, for example, right? The eyes. Did you know that you can only see a pinpoint of vision, HD vision, and everything else around that vision, your peripheral vision, is all make-believe. It's all your mind filling in the gaps.
Close your left eye and stare at the X with your right eye. Now don't look away. Move your phone closer, maybe further away, until my head appears to vanish. You have just found your blind spot, the place on your retina where nerves pass through on their way to the brain. You can't see anything there, but blind spots don't create big, obvious, dark, missing regions in our vision because our brains fill them in after the fact with whatever color or pattern it thinks should be there. What makes its phantasm really freaky, though, is that we believe in it more than we believe in what's actually in front of us.
Now, the blind spots with the physical body can be the same with the mental, where you're not conscious or aware of certain habits that hold you back into cycles or repetitious cycles that keep you in a self-destructive mode. Our awareness is like a flashlight, right? Where a flashlight can only shine light on a certain spot in the darkness. When you meditate, you're increasing the brightness of the flashlight. You're increasing the radius. You're increasing the area of light that's shown on the darkness. With this increased awareness, you become more aware of the strings being pulled behind the scenes, the structures, the manipulations, the mind games. You become privy to it all. And this can either make or break you. Now, how does any of this have to do with demons? I think it's because the demons are just manifested fears. Now, this symbol around my neck is known as Vajrayana. In Tibetan Buddhism, it's known as the Dorje, and in Hinduism, it's known as the Vajra. The lore behind it goes like this. There was a cosmic battle between the light side and the dark side. The light side was represented as the Devas, and the dark side was represented as the Asuras. And both of these sides were fighting for different outcomes over what they wanted for reality. The Asuras wanted domination and power. They wanted a hierarchy system where they're at the top of the pyramid. And they do these things by ruling through darkness, which is why they were represented by the shadow side. They rule with ignorance so that people don't know too much to where they can revolt, but they know enough to where they can do the things that I tell them to do, like a slave. So basically, the Asuras wanted to enslave beings with ignorance and fear, while the Devas, they wanted to enlighten beings through knowledge and awareness and wisdom. And that's the clash between the two forces. The Hindu god of thunder, Indra, wielded this against Vitra, the leader of the Devas, and vanquished him, banishing the rest of the Devas back into the underworld. And within Vajrayana Buddhism, this is known as a dorje, a diamond, an unbreakable diamond. This diamond is representative of a Buddha's mind, an unbreakable force that cuts through illusions. In Buddhism, they teach that there's three gateways of virtue: the virtue of the body, the virtue of the voice, and the virtue of the mind. How you look, how you talk, and how you think. And the most important virtue is the mind, of course, because that's the driving factor of everything else. Everything depends on the mind. Where your happiness comes from, where your suffering comes from, it all depends on this. So when people say that meditation opens you up to more demons, I think they're misguided in their understanding of what it is or what is actually happening. Like, you know, that episode in Rick and Morty with the two giant talking heads?
I think it's inspiring that our community is coping with fear in a way that involves a festival and homemade ice cream. If you'd stop being such an evangelical atheist, you might start enjoying yourself.
We hereby send these unwantables skyward that they might be inhaled by the many heads, later to be sneezed back to us as better babies. Headward, free now to rise. Headward, free now to rise. Headward, free now to rise.
Oh, yes! Yes, rise to the giant head! You are free to be free!
That episode was about giant talking alien heads that pulled up to Earth talking about show me what you've got, because they were doing some intergalactic television show where they wanted to see which planet had the best music, right? And these religious people, they took that as this is the new gods, we must worship them. But that episode was a good example to show how most people just do things out of fear. They don't actually do things out of the love of their heart that, oh, I actually enjoy worshiping this giant head in the sky. No, I'm afraid for my life. This thing is controlling the weather. Please don't hurt me.
All previous existing religions. All hail the one true God, the giant head in the sky.
They're all children of God.
Bob, I get it. But unless this can beat that, what have you done for me lately? So if you'll all excuse me, I'm going out onto the sidewalk, I'm dropping to my knees and pledging my eternal soul to the thing that literally controls the f***ing weather.
The reason why Buddhists don't believe in God is because everyone is trying to find God in the world. Everyone is placing the title of God with their desires.